Hi everybody, welcome to Cooking Uncovered, and I have promised to put on a video the best pastry recipe in the world. This is my mom's pastry recipe, and I have been making this pastry pretty much all my life. And look at this. This is my original recipe in my little recipe to remember book that I got, I think, when I was 19 years old. And one of the first things I put in there, my mom's pastry recipe. So it's an amazing recipe and it works every time. So today I'm using my stand mixer. You can do this by hand, and if you did it by hand, all you would use is a pastry blender, one of these, and you would do this part by hand, and then you'd add the liquid and you'd form it into a ball in your hand. It's actually the same way. It's just that with a stand mixer, it's a lot easier. And my mom would be very proud if you made this recipe, because it really is. It's that good. I made this pastry for some apple pies that I took over to our friends on Grey Cup, and everybody raved about not only the pie and the filling, which was an apple filling, but also they raved about the pastry. And my daughter's just walking in, and she loves pastry. So they're going to come in and probably join me. But I just wanted to tell you that we have a tradition in our house that when we're cooking, we sometimes pour ourselves a glass of wine or maybe a small glass of Dubonnet. So that's what I've done. So here's to cooking with Dubonnet, because we love it. And I'm going to get started with my recipe. And as I said, this is my mom's recipe. I've adapted a little bit, but pretty much it's just as she did it like 45 years ago. So in this mixing bowl, I have ½ a pound of shortening. Now I do like to use vegetable shortening. You can use the blue box, the yellow box, it doesn't matter, just vegetable shortening. We in my family, we don't use lard anymore because of course we're trying to get away from the animal fats. So into the bowl goes the shortening. And then to that, I am going to add my 2½ cups of flour. I think my daughter chickened out. I think she's downstairs. So I'm just going to let the bowl down. So 1, 2½, 2, and ½ cups of flour. Go right in with the cold shortening. To that, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of brown sugar. So that's just your regular golden yellow sugar, 1 teaspoon. And that I want to add ½ a teaspoon of salt. So really, like just, can you see that? Pinch of salt. In it goes. Great. And then I want to add some baking powder, and it doesn't take a lot. So about a ¼ teaspoon of baking powder. So do you see how I do that? I put it in, level it off, and that's my baking powder, a ¼ teaspoon of baking powder. So I've got brown sugar, I've got baking powder, I've got salt, and then I'm going to just mix this in my bowl just until the shortening is blended to the point where it's almost quarter size, and I'll show you that once I get this done. And don't be alarmed if your flour starts spewing all over your kitchen, because that's what usually happens. While I'm waiting, I'm going to crack 1 egg into a bowl, and let's just mix that up. And I can't use this whole egg because it's almost too much liquid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take half of it out, I'm going to pour it into another bowl, and I'm going to only use two tablespoons, oh that doesn't work, does it? 2 tablespoons of egg into this bowl. Now I want to show you this. I've got this all cut up, and see the size of the shortening? Can you see that? They're kind of quarter sizes, and that's what you want. So at that point, you're going to stop. Take the shortening off the blades and stop. So in this bowl is about 2 tablespoons of egg. Then I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of vinegar. This is the key to great pastry. 2 tablespoons of vinegar. Now I add enough cold water to make ½ a cup of fluid. So back I go to my sink. So now I've got half a cup of fluid. My bowl goes up. And still, my pastry is, my shortening is still being cut in. Now the trick with any pastry, my mom would say, and I say, is you do not want to overmix. Once you've added the half a cup of, oh, that's too much. Once you've added the half a cup of fluid, you need to just mix it enough so that it comes together. So, half a cup in, my bowl goes around, and I've got my parchment paper here. I'm just going to go on parchment, and I'm going to stop it. Now, how long was that? 3 seconds? 2 seconds? Seriously, that's it. Take your parchment paper, put it in front of you, take your beater off, and your pastry goes in onto your parchment paper, because that's where you want to keep it. Take it all off your blade. Take your pastry out of the bowl. And that's what it looks like. That's how simple it is to get great pastry. I'm going to put all my pastry onto the parchment sheet here. This is where I get my hands into it. Now I'm not going to knead it. I'm just going to put it together so that it comes in one mass on my parchment paper. Don't play with it. Don't do anything to it. It's together. Now I'm going to wrap it in parchment. Like this. Wrap it in parchment into a plastic bag, into the cooler, into the fridge, and you let it rest. And this can stay in my fridge for 5, 6, 7 days. And here's my daughter. She definitely wants to get into the video to talk about pastry. Hi, honey. Hi. Nice to see you. Kiss.
Hi.
Hi. And there's Anthony too. So, kiss Aunt. And they're here to have a great dinner and to have some pie later on, hopefully. So, signing off from Cooking Uncovered. We're just about to put this in the fridge and to make some pies later on. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you later. Bye.